Okay, we're going to go over the extra practice, page 135, problems number 17, 18, 20, 22, 24, and 26. Before I get into it, I want to show you the answers first. The first one, for number 17, the answer is equal, 18 is greater than, and number 20, the fractions in order from least to greatest are 1/6, 2/5, 3/7, and 3/5. Number 22, the store is save more. And how do we know that? 30 hundredths is less than 33 hundredths. And number 24, we have 38%, 4/10, and 5/8. Those are the numbers in order. And then we have number 26, A, B, and C. Math is the subject that they like most, and the reason is right there under it. 28 hundredths is more than 4/25. For part B, the answer is math, and for part C, the answer is in order from least to greatest: other, English, social studies, art, science, and math. If you have all the answers correct, then you don't have to worry about it. You can keep going. If you're curious about any of these problems, I'm going to do them right now, starting with number 18. So number 18, number 17. We have 14/18, and we're comparing it to 7/9. Okay, first thing you should do is look at the denominators. I noticed that 9 can be scaled up to get to 18. That means if I multiply this by 2, I will have a common denominator. And you can see now why they're equal. Okay? Another way you could have done this, if you simplified this, you would have seen that it reduces to that. But there we go. Okay, number 18. We have 0.75, or 75 hundredths, and we're comparing it to 1/2. Okay, again, I like working with fractions. That's 75 hundredths, 1/2. I have two choices here. I can simplify this, or I can scale up to get a common denominator of 100. It's your choice. If I simplify this, I know I'll get 3/4, and I have to scale up anyways. So let's get to this anyways. I know 2 eventually will scale up to 100. If I multiply it by 50, I will get 100 as a common denominator. I'll do the same thing to the top. 75 hundredths. And I'm comparing it to 50 hundredths. I can see that comparing the numerators, 75 is more than 50. So the answer is 75 hundredths. Sorry, the original fraction. Hundredths is greater than 1/2. Okay. Now we're doing number 20. Again, we have 4 fractions. Let's see if I copy these correctly. 1/6, 2/5, 3/5, and 3/7. Okay. Alright, I need a common denominator. Okay. I'm looking at the 6, I'm looking at the 5, I'm looking at the 5, I'm looking at the 7. This is kind of weird because I have all these denominators. What's going to happen? Well, let's find out. Alright, I'm going to do a factor tree. That leaves me 2 times 3. There you go, sorry about that. 5 is just 5. It's prime, but let me do the work anyways. There you go, 5 little 1 little branch. 5, same thing. 5 is prime, leave it alone. 7 is prime, leave it alone. Alright. Bear with me here, let's see what can happen. 6, I'm going to put the factors here. Alright, the 6 has a 2. 5 doesn't. Put a solid line, solid line, solid line. Times, 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 times. Alright, the 6 also has a 3, but these 3 do not. Then we have a 5 and a 5. But these 2 do not have it. And then we have a 7. The 7 is just there by itself. Okay. So what we got to do now, bring down the 2, bring down the 3, bring down the 5, and bring down the 7. Oh, I apologize, can't see that. Alright, we're going to have to multiply all these together. And 35. Alright, and then 35 times 6. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 3 is 21, 210. Alright. Oof. All this work. Okay, I'm going to rewrite the fractions just to see what I'm doing. 1/6, 2/5, 3/5, and 3/7. Okay. Seconds. Okay, to go from 6 to 210, what do I have to do? I have to multiply by 9. Let's see what we have to multiply by. Let's see. 135. Now let's see, 5 times 4 is 20, 42. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm thinking in my head there has to be a shortcut to this, and there is. I'll show you after I'm done with this. 3 times 42, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 4 is 12. Okay. Smallest one is 35, then we have 84, then we have 90, I'm just looking at the numerators now, and 126. Okay, we have to write the original fractions. That gives us 1/6. This gives us 2/5, and this is 3/7, and the final one is 3/5. Now, is that the answer? Yes, it is. Okay. Okay, that was a lot of work. Was there a shortcut? Yes. Just for the, since I'm here, let me just show you anyways. If I change these all to decimal numbers, it might have saved me a little effort. Alright, again, divide numerator by denominator. I'm going to do the work fast, and you just see what I'm doing, and you guys know how to divide. Okay. 6 times 1. Okay. I'm going kind of fast, guys, and that's okay. I'm adding a 0 because so far I have hundreds, and this is just tenths. I need to add a 0 and make hundreds because I multiply by 10. Okay, anyways. Okay, I should be able to put these in order now. It's just like looking at change. 16 hundredths, 40 hundredths, 60 hundredths, 42 hundredths. Alright. This is 1/6. 40. This is 2/5. This is 3/5. And the final one, oops, excuse me. .42 hundredths is actually less than that, so that's going too fast, guys. See what happens? You go too fast, you make mistakes. Right? And there we go. Same thing. If you like dividing, this is probably much faster. You saw how long it took me. If you don't like dividing, there's this. There's a lot of work involved either way, guys. No shortcuts. All right, number 22. ShopRite has jeans on sale for 3/10 off. Save More has jeans for sale at 33% off. Which store has a better sale on jeans? Explain. All right, we're comparing two stores. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the stores that I'm comparing. I'm comparing ShopRite, and I'm comparing it to Save More. Okay, So the question is, who's giving the better discount? Okay, which one has a better sale? Okay, ShopRite has 3/10 off, 0.3%, and the other one has 30%, 3%. Yes. Okay, I'm looking at this. I think for me it would be easier to change this to a percent. And if I want to do that, it means I need a denominator of 100. How do I do that? I scale up by 10. That gives us 30. And this stays the same. Okay, you should be able to see that Save More has the better discount. And that's why Save More has a bigger discount than ShopRite. And there's your proof. Right there, the numbers say it all. Alright, 24. I have three numbers. 0.4, 5/8, 38%. Okay, the very first question I asked at the beginning of this lesson is, when is it better to use a percent, a decimal, or a fraction? These numbers to me seem a little random. I could change this to a percent. 4 over would be 4/10, and then multiply that, it would be 40%, I believe. And then I can try and see if I can get this to a denominator of 100, but that's going to be a lot of work. It won't work out evenly. So what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to change them all to decimal numbers. This stays the same. And this, I'm going to divide numerator by denominator. Alright. I can't make groups of 8 from 5. I add a decimal point and a 0. That's breaking up the 5 into 10 parts. Okay? Tenths, right? 10 parts. 6 times 8 is 48. I subtract. I have 2 left over. So what's going to happen now, I'm going to break that this last one into 10 parts as well. That means now we're going to break... This could be weird. I'm breaking this up into 10 parts, but this I broke up into 10 parts. I have to break this up again into 10 parts. So now it's 100 parts, which is why we now have hundreds. Alright, from 8, I can make 2 groups of 8 out of 20. And I'm left with 4. I can keep going. I can just stop right there. I think that's all I need to do. Alright. And actually it does end if I go again, but I'll just stop right there. Okay, 38%. Again, I'm just changing the percent to a fraction. I get rid of the percent symbol. Sorry, change it to a decimal number. I get rid of the percent symbol and I add a decimal point. I move it twice to the left. Now I have 0.38 out of 0. Okay. Hundreds, tenths. I need to add next to 0. There we go. Now we should be able to see what's smaller, what's greater, and all that. Okay. 38 hundredths is less than 40 hundredths, which is less than 62 hundredths. Okay, but again, that's not the answer. You have to write the original fraction. Write 38 hundredths, 38%, or the original numbers, I should say, excuse me. 40 hundredths is 4/10, and 62 hundredths is 5/8. And there's your answer from least to greatest. Oof. It's gonna be a little bit of work. Okay. Did more students choose art or math? Okay. Art. We're comparing art and math. Which one's greater, which one's smaller? For art, we have 4/25. And for math, we have 28 hundredths. You know what? I'm going to change it to percent. Why? I can see, if to change it to percent, I need to have a denominator of 100. This will be easy to change, to scale up to get a denominator of 100. And it's easy to change a percent, move the decimal point 2 spots to the right. So let's just do that. Okay, 16 hundredths. And this, I'm going to move the decimal point 2 spots to the right. Right. Then I'm going to remove that decimal point and add the percent symbol. Now 1600ths is just 16 per 100, which is 16%. So you can see that more people like math, and that's your answer for that one. And why? Well, there's your proof right here. Okay? Okay, let's see. Then part B, the question is, in which subject did most students choose explain? Alright, we're going to have to change all the subjects. Let's see, we have art, English, math, other, okay. For math, we already know it's going to be 28%. Alright, art, we know it's going to be 25%. Sorry, excuse me, 16%. Do we have any other percents? English is 13%. Other is 7%. Alright, science, we have 2 left we have to change to. 2100ths is just 21%. Social studies, we have 1500ths, but the name says it all. 1500ths is just 15%. Okay. Okay, the biggest number there, as you can see, it's math again. So the answer for part B is math. It's the greatest percent out of all of them. And for C, well, you already did the work. You just look at your answers. 7%, 13, 15, 16, 21, 28. So, other, English, social studies, art, third copy art, yeah, science and math. Okay, and that's it for the homework. If you have questions or you catch a mistake or you're curious about something I did, please let me know through Schoology.